Hey guys, how's it going, my Star Chasers? Now that it's May, a lot of you are probably expecting anime, which let's just say it's gonna be a slow kind of few video process like it was a little last year, but I definitely will get at least a few done. But I do want them to be quality videos, so you guys are gonna have to be patient for that one. So yeah, so obviously, so now I'm going to be talking about at least the first 5 episodes of Pokemon Horizons, or Pokemon Lyco and Roy set off as it's translated in the subtitles of the Japanese original language, subtitle fan subbed, and stuff. So yeah. So before I begin, I do want to talk about my feelings towards the previous Pokemon series. Not all of them, but at least the most recent one, which is Pocket Monsters 2019 or Pokemon Journeys. And to be fair, my history towards it. So, I do want to point out that I think a lot of fans would be surprised about this, but I'm actually one of the few people who prefers the anime over the video games. Not to say that the video games are bad, it's more of the factor that I'm not really good at RPGs. RPGs aren't really much my thing. So I've been mostly like, I like Pokemon. I like Pokemon the anime. I know a lot of people kind of have issues with the anime, how it's very, very, slice of life. It's very kind of by the numbers, same kind of formula over and over again, and only X and Y, Sun and Moon, and Journeys has tried to do something different with the formula. And to be fair, yes, a lot of people really did like that, and they kind of grew up the character Satoshi or Ash over the years, and I really do like that. And yes, for one thing, I did possibly Pokemon Journeys or Pokemon Pocket Monster 2019 was possibly the very first series that I actually watched every episode for, because all the previous Pokemon series, I didn't watch all the episodes. I mostly just watched the first half or sometimes even a quarter of the series, and then I never catched up because most of them were mostly on TV, and it was kind of hard keeping up with the series. But now that the series has mostly been, now most current Pokemon series are going to be on Netflix, it's a lot more easier to see every single episode. So, but with that said, I watched the recent show Pokemon Journeys subbed. I watched the sub. I didn't watch the dub, but just wanted to see it because I'm a very purist now when it comes to anime. So even for Pokemon, I decided to watch it in its original language. And honestly, Pokemon Journeys was actually a really decent series. I really did like the characters of Satoshi and Go. I really did like the other characters. I liked some of the arcs that were going on, though of course this all led up to the big finale where now like Satoshi is like the champion and stuff. He's the champion of all Pokemons, and stuff. But and now is he considered a Pokemon master now? Is that what his journey has been? Well, anyone who's watched the bonus, specials that came out, anyone who's watched those knows for a fact that that was like, for example, I did really enjoy the specials, like the finale specials, where basically it's kind of Satoshi, Misty, and Brock, kind of. I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't remember their Japanese names, but it's kind of all these characters just coming back for another one last run walking with each other, which was actually very nostalgic. They even played the original open OP and ND, but they kind of changed a little bit of the OP and stuff. It was pretty freaking emotional, I can tell you right there. Like, I feel like there was so much that, the original gang is back, it's just a love, and also the Team Rocket gang facing them. Yeah, it's just like I said, it was very emotionally powerful for anyone who grew up with Pokemon in the late 90s and early 2000s. Honestly, yeah, I've watched most of the movies, yeah, and stuff. So we discover by the finale of the Pokemon specials that Satoshi, all he's truly wanted to become a Pokemon master was not just to be a champion, but in reality to be friends with every single Pokemon, which I'm not sure, was that the original intent? Like, when they started the anime, when the anime started back in the 90s, was that truly his original intent? I didn't watch most of the series if that's what it was building up towards, but that actually kind of makes his character more interesting than I thought before, because at first a lot of people kind of really complained that it was just a person who was trying to be a champion, Pokemon champion and stuff, but in all reality, it was just about a person who wanted to be friends with every single Pokemon on the planet, wanted to travel around and stuff, meeting new people, meeting new friends, and that's what the whole journey was about. And yeah, it was pretty good. I really I do like that it's the conclusion of this character, that we're never going to see him again. And now another generation of characters, and I know that a lot of old fans are like really depressed, and a lot of little kids who are watching Pokemon now, the anime now, are really, really excited that Pokemon Horizon is a thing. I actually heard about Pokemon Horizon months, in articles way before they officially announced it on the Pokemon Company channel and stuff. And, they released their first trailer, and we got the visuals of who these new characters were. And now we get into Pokemon Horizons, or how it's called in Japan, Pocket Monsters, Lyco and Roy set off. So, Satoshi no longer is the main character anymore. Now the main character is, for the starting point, Lyco. Now, a lot of people were a little concerned, and honestly, I was kind of concerned, because not only is to remember Satoshi slash Ash, but it was more of the factor that, are we going to get the same bland character again? And to be fair, yeah, he was kind of a very one-note dreamer, and I can understand people's complaints and stuff. I get it. I get it. But we're now on a new generation where I feel like the people who are developing the Pokemon anime, I feel that they're like, okay, he's no longer the main character anymore. We have to do something different. We have to so now all of a sudden the Pokemon series has a story, like a legit story, like not just slice of life, or oh, it's this guy who wants to make his dreams come true, learning about every Pokemon, or becoming the champion or something like that, just basic ass dreams kind of shit. No, it's a character, like a character that has three dimensions, but also it's not about just a slice of life journey. It's actually about agents, a group of agents and a group of rebels trying to take this one supposedly heroine character, this a young heroine who basically is some kind of chosen one type of thing. Oh man, I mean, to be fair, yeah, it is kind of it almost feels like a chosen one story so far, but the difference, I mean, yeah, obviously that would be the next logical step, but this, I understand that's kind of a, whatever thing from anime, but the factor that this is Pokemon, for gosh sakes, and that we actually have a legit story and not just basic slice of life stuff, a lot of people are really invested in this. But a lot of the old fans are kind of a little bit off put by it because of how it is. However, to get to the main meat of the story, so Lyco is our new main protagonist, who happens to be from what we see so far, a very shy girl who kind of overthinks things. Like, she looks at the detail of everything. We kind of go through her thoughts and her mentality of if she wants to make friends, or she wants to, hang out with people, but at the same time she wants to discover herself, kind of thing. So we're kind of getting the ball rolling on her personality and stuff. And of course she meets this new Sorry, I can't remember the name of the gosh damn Pokemon character. I haven't played Pokemon Scarlet or Violet yet, so I'm sorry, I don't even know the American name. So she gets this green cat Pokemon who I guess is Leaf, who's kind of a leaf type Pokemon. And of course, they do not get along. That doesn't sound familiar. It's almost like the it's kind of like Satoshi and Pikachu in a sense. And oh yeah, Pikachu is in the series, but it's a completely different Pikachu. But we're gonna get to it. So we're getting to the point of the story where she's in like a private school for Pokemon, and she's trying to get along with this not I think it's Narolia. I don't know. I'm so sorry. This green like leaf type Pokemon, cat Pokemon that she of course they don't get along at first, but then of course something happens, and then we get to the real plot of the series. We see these agents, these really terrible agents trying to kidnap her or kidnap her necklace and stuff, just try, and they really want her, and then but then of course these rebels who happen to have a Pikachu who happens to be the captain, and these rebels try to save her, but of course the main rebel just doesn't tell her anything throughout most of the journey, just keeping her in the dark and stuff. And there's kind of a little bit of like, and then she gets on this giant flying ship, and there are just moments, and also literally during each moment there's always a beat to be continued. Yeah, you know how in the originals, like the series before, like every time there's a be continued, it's always as the journey continues, like an episode ends and like they're continuing the journey, it's just like this long ass journey. But the to be continues here, what are actually to be continues, like something suspenseful happens and we're leaving the character off on a suspenseful moment that could lead to something exciting in the next episode. Yes, this is what I wanted. This is what I wanted in Pokemon. It is like, I mean, like I said, I never disliked the original what they were doing, but this is a whole different ball game. Like we're getting a whole different ball game, and I really do like that. I do like that we're getting to know these characters, to know their personalities, to know what they want to do. And so it is just a generic chosen one story, at first, but you know what? It's a story. It's starting somewhere, for gosh sakes. I mean, yeah, like I said, this is just so, yeah, we're just, it's a basic story, but it's a story that we've seen before, like in Lord of the Rings or the Matrix kind of thing, these chosen one ass story, but who knows, maybe it'll be deeper, but it's a story. We're actually getting a Pokemon story, not just a person going to the gyms or trying to follow a dream kind of bullshit. We're actually getting a story. And it all depends. I do want to ask, are they going to put this as 12 episodes? Like, this is just going to be a 12 episode story and then we're going to go to another story? Or is it 25 episodes? Or is it the whole that's going to last for like a lot of episodes? Like, who knows? But I'm just excited, man. I'm just really, really excited, man. Like, I really want to know these I do like these characters. However, I feel like to a little kid or a person, even a teenager or adult who's watching the Pokemon anime, I feel like they're going to get really invested into this story. However, I also do feel with older fans, that it feels very, I don't know, I think the word is morbid, or it feels kind of weird. It feels strange just seeing a new protagonist for the Pokemon anime, and I completely understand that. I'm kind of getting that feeling. It's kind of, for the first few episodes, it kind of was hard to get used to without seeing Satoshi and Pikachu. It's kind of hard to not see them. And, I understand. It's like it's a new generation. It's very hard to separate one from the other, and I get it. I really do miss these characters, but you know what? I'm going to give these new characters, these main characters, a chance. I want to give them a chance. I want to give them a chance to develop as characters and stuff. And funny enough, we don't even get the second main character until like maybe episode 4. We don't get it until like episode 4 and stuff. And to be fair, he's kind of very similar to Satoshi in a sense, but not similar enough that like he wants to be a Pokemon champion or anything like that. It's more of the factor that he's very adventurous, he's very excited, he's kind of that type of character, you know, and stuff. But he also kind of has the cap too, though of course the cap is a different logo. He's kind of like a he also has going to be having a fire type Pokemon that kind of looks like a dinosaur and stuff, you know. And I do like the fact that, like, also, I think what I really like is the self awareness that Lyco is. I feel like she's kind of the self aware character. She's kind of a very also self aware character. Like, every time she reads the mood, a lot of people even fourth wall her, like, huh, what am I? Am I some kind of heroine in a story? I'm just like, that's literally the second episode, and I'm just like, really? Is she gonna constantly do this? I'm hoping she doesn't constantly do this, but I do like she thinks about the situation first before heading in. I really do like a character like that. But we kind of read her thoughts. I don't know if that reading her thoughts is gonna get annoying. Hopefully it doesn't. And then there's this point where Roy comes in wanting to see his Pokemon, but then when she's staring at Lyco, she goes, "Wait, what is this sudden twist?" And she starts blushing, thinking that she's going. It's just weird because they're kids, you know. It's weird that she's thinking that he's gonna ask her out or something like that. She wanted just to see her, but in reality, he just wanted to see his Pokemon. Like I said, I know I'm kind of giving a little. I'm kind of like I'm not giving too much detail, but I really do want people to like see this anime. Like, there are just a lot of little moments, a lot of little things that are happening in the anime that honestly I want people to see. I'm just giving you a taste of what's happening in the series. I know I'm leaving a little bit on the dark, but basically it's just your, you know, chosen one type story, except it's not too much in your face. It actually has purpose for it. Now I feel like most of the series is going to be Lyco and Roy going on many adventures, trying to escape this, you know, these agent group. At the same time, they're kind of making friends, or they're kind of traveling around in this flying ship from the rebels. The rebels have like a flying hot air balloon ship, and yeah, it's really cool. It's really awesome. Like I said, though, of course, it's kind of a little weird that that she basically skipped from the very first episode. She basically had a friend there who honestly had a very cute design. And the factor that she's no longer going to be with her. She was her roommate, and she basically had to ditch her just because she's this chosen one and stuff. I mean, like, you just met this girl, and automatically you just kind of ditch her and stuff. It almost kind of feels really, really weird. Like, it's really weird, but at the same time, I hope we see that character again, because honestly, she was a very fun character. So, yeah, like I said, I don't want to give too much detail. I'm just giving you my personal feelings towards, you know, the first 5 episodes of Horizon and stuff. Am losing a lot of detail, but I do like the fact that Lyco is trying to be brave. She's just trying to be a brave character, but she's still a kid. You can even in the 5th episode, there's this moment when a group of the villains, the agents, are trying to attack the ship onto, you know, Roy's island, and they're together. Lyco and Roy are in the forest trying to think of a plan, but you can see that they're just kind of like they start to shake. They're nervous, but they want to protect the people. You know, they're just little kids, and you know this is like adult shit. You know, and stuff like I do like that they're treating this so deeply than other previous Pokemon series. Not to say that there hasn't been any deep moments in Pokemon in some way, but I feel like they're really trying. I feel like who's ever directing this series is really, really trying, and I really love it. I really love what they're doing so far with that. But I'm hoping it's not just formula that, oh, and even though it has a story, I'm hoping it's not just a bare minimum formula like the characters are going to travel to this town, but then they run into these agents, and then they have to fight the agents, and then there's a lesson learned, and then they just kind of repeat. I hope it's different. I'm hoping every episode is different somehow. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that's what we're getting. You know, I'm really hoping that, you know, and stuff. So, yeah, those are my just like kind of like my kind of thoughts on, you know, it's not really much of a review. It's mostly just my thoughts on like Pokemon Horizon so far. And yes, we will be getting some anime videos coming out. Just you're gonna have to be patient for them. You're gonna have to be very patient for them. I feel like I'm gonna have to hold on to one big video and then getting to the anime videos. But like I said, I want to keep working on this. I just want to give the best quality videos out there. So yeah, Roger D. Star signing out. And I'll see you next time, my Star Chasers.